I was in graduate school at the Graduate School of Design. I studied architecture, and I went there starting in 1963, and that was the year that Ivan Sutherland just came from DARPA.
Yeah.
And he is pretty much credited with inventing computer graphics. And what he did at Harvard, which is so interesting, he went around to the various graduate schools, and he said, you know, he's looking for a volunteer to do computer graphics in architecture and environmental design and psychology, economics. And I was actually reasonably frustrated at the design school, where they taught you to communicate, you know, with God. And while I was waiting for that communication, I just volunteered because I had some math in high school and college. And we went over and we worked on a PDP-15, 38-bit words, and a lot of analog devices that were hung onto that. And we did research. And part of that research, I wrote a little 3D program to generate some income while I was in design school to do perspective generation. And rather than input X, Y, Z, pen up, pen down commands, which I entered on cards in Hollerith statements, I went out and bought a digitizer. And that was, you know, where you would hardwire, you know, these commands, just these patch panels that weighed like 25 pounds, you know, wiring all this stuff. And it would punch cards for you. And Howard said, gee, that looks like an interesting machine and way of getting coded. How'd you like to come work at the lab? So I said,
whoa,
absolutely. I had some awfully bright people, and I didn't know, I don't remember, obviously don't remember all the students that came they were going to be in. What I remember about the undergraduates, though, is that, you know, there was so little I could sort of teach them because they knew so much more than I did about, you know, programming. So I would, again, you know, teach them the algorithms, and I just remember how incredibly capable they were. And, you know, just sort of, you know, having them work with the design students was very, really very fruitful. I can't say enough about, you know, working with Alan, because it was just, you know, so pleasant. And the atmosphere of the lab and, you know, what he put together was just so nice. And I had, you know, although I had the title of associate director, I mean, he was just almost exclusively in charge of, you know, day-to-day, you know, management of the lab. And my job was really, you know, half political to keep the lab as focused as possible on the school, and I also had the, you know, the teaching track that kept me pretty occupied in terms of my time.